Thanks for staying with us. Let's bring you some sports news. In the latest from the spot-fixing controversy that rocked the entire cricketing world, the Scotland Yard has stopped the tainted trio of Salman Butt, Mohammad Amir and Mohammad Asif from practicing with the team and will interrogate them in London tomorrow. The Pakistan Cricket Board had initially said that no action on tainted Pakistan players would be taken until the police investigations were complete. The PCB said that the board will wait for the police investigations to be completed before it decides on any action against the accused players. And our sports reporter Natasha now joins us live from our newsroom. Natasha, I'm just going to ask you what every cricket buff would want to know. Will England ever play Pakistan again?
Well, Evelyn, that's quite a hard question really, because most of the England players, I take that back actually. Right now, a few of the England players really wanted to continue, but the English Cricket Board definitely wants the ODI series to definitely continue against Pakistan. But at this point, it isn't really in the control of any of the English players or the board really. It's in control of Scotland Yard and of course other investigative officials from Pakistan who have now gone over to England really to help in this particular process of investigating such a huge scandal that has really marred the face of Pakistan at this point. Now, it's all started with, one sort of sting operation by the News of the World reporter who had approached one gentleman called Mazhar Majid, now who has which has erupted into such a huge scandal over which has been recorded over video really, where he mentions 3 names of Pakistani players starting from the captain himself, Salman Butt, who had originally claimed that he had nothing to do with such a scandal at all until, of course, Scotland Yard officials had definitely found £50,000 in his hotel room, which he claims is only for his sister's sort of a wedding to come really, a trousseau, his sister's trousseau. But we never know whether that's going to be true or false at this point. And of course, Mohammad Asif and Mohammad Amin, of course, who are also alleged to be part of this scandal. Now, Mohammad Asif's former girlfriend has come out to say that, Mohammad Asif had earlier said that Pakistan would never really win a match until second half of 2010. And of course, that calls the question of, the Sydney Test versus Australia that Pakistan had done earlier, wherein, Australia had definitely won over Pakistan. Now, there brings up the huge question of whether that was ever tampered with in the past, and so therefore Michael Hussey, of course, and Peter Young have already come out to say that these are just allegations and that you never know whether it's going to be proven right, and Scotland Yard will definitely do their job very well, as they are probing right into this severely, and they're not going to spare anyone who's going to be found guilty. And also, Alan Lamb has definitely come out to say that, sort of an England ODI series definitely cannot continue at this rate, You cannot have players continuing to play cricket when such a scandal has broken out. It's just not right in the minds of the players.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Natasha, for that very disappointing for a game that's supposed to be the gentleman's game. Well, with obviously corruption and match fixing doing the rounds in these games, my colleague Divya Kumar sniffs out what else is making rounds on Writing on the Wall today.
The person whose status update that we've taken on Writing on the Wall today seems to be a little annoyed with the Indian cricket team. Chitra Kumar says, "Thank God present Indian cricket team will not be accused of match fixing. Well, bookies only approach teams with winning chance to throw matches." Well, I hope someone from the Indian cricket team is watching this and will work better. And if you have anything interesting to tell us, do write your entries to feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. Also write on our Facebook wall.
Well, on to some national news now. The Bhopal gas leak case is back in the Supreme Court today, and the court has issued notices to 7 accused. This was on a petition by the CBI seeking to restore against them the stringent charge of culpable homicide, which attracts a maximum punishment of 10 years jail term. The top court was hearing a curative petition filed by the CBI, which wanted a reconsideration of the 1996 judgment, which diluted charges against former Union Carbide India chairman Kishub Mahindra and 6 others. The petition is silent, however, on Warren Anderson the then Union Carbide president. An environment activist, Nityanand Jairam, spoke to us and told us what this development really means for his fraternity.
The hope surely is that it will be a fair trial, but in any case, it is extremely good news. People will be watching this trial, and I hope that the outcome is good. This is an opportunity for the judiciary to redeem itself.
Well, staying with national news, if Sharad Pawar was confused earlier about what the Supreme Court wants when it comes to food grains, there's no room for confusion anymore. Making it clear as to who is calling the shots, the Supreme Court today told the Additional Solicitor General, and I quote, "Tell your minister that free food distribution is our order and not a suggestion by us." Earlier this month, aggravated by reports, the Supreme Court had asked Pawar to give away grains to poor families instead of wasting it away at godowns. And the Union Agriculture Minister Sharad Pawar has reacted to this recent statement. Pawar says that he didn't receive the court orders yet, but would completely respect the orders. Earlier this month, he said it was impossible to implement the Supreme Court's recommendations to distribute grains to the poor for free.
ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना पॉसिबल नहीं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऐसे कहा नहीं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऐसे कहा कि गवर्नमेंट शुड कंसीडर whether they can give at a cheaper rate or give to the free to the poor. In fact, whom to give, Supreme Court also said the poorest poor. AAY scheme is applicable to poorest poor, and there we are charging 2 rupees. We are buying wheat, our acquisition cost is somewhat near to 16 rupees, and we are selling at 2 rupees. So what Supreme Court is saying, we are already implementing.
Well, in business news that's looking up for the country, the Indian growth story is pretty much intact and charging ahead. The Indian economy has posted an impressive GDP growth figure of 8.8% for the first quarter of the fiscal year 2010-2011. Importantly, these figures are the highest since the pre-recession period of 2007. Powered by sound fundamentals of Indian companies, strong domestic demand and a good monsoon, the economy is looking rather robust. Well, the Commonwealth Games is definitely not looking like it's in the pink of health. Dengue fever is the latest threat that's looming over the Commonwealth Games, not just hardly a month away, with the capital recording 322 cases and the unofficial figure pegged much higher. Australia and Malaysia have issued health advisories to their citizens planning to travel to India for the Games, saying foreigners will have far lower resistance to dengue than local people. And if you thought Delhi was the epicenter of dengue, can Namma city, Chennai, be far behind? Residents in Alwarpet have been under an attack for several years now by mosquitoes. Roads have been dug up quite frequently in the area, and the rains further adds to the residents' woes. The residents complain that frequent stagnation of rainwater makes it a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Though there have been many complaints registered at the corporation, the authorities have turned a blind eye to them. Well, if health is one concern, participants dropping out is another. 2004 Olympic silver medalist Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore has pulled out of the Commonwealth Games this year. Ahead of the selection trials for the Games, Rathore wrote on Facebook that he would not take part in the Games. He said, and I quote, "I know most will ask why. At this delicate time of impending Games, I would rather throw my weight in support of India and the Games and plead you too to do the same. We live in the times where truth is subservient to the high and mighty. I am but a speck of dust. I'm hurt, but I can never be down. May God give us the strength to follow the harder right than the easier wrong. Wishing my teammates the very best. I know it will be raining medals in the sport of shooting at the Commonwealth Games in Delhi." Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin, but news and updates will continue on NDTV Hindu. Do keep watching.